charm or I'm just gonna quit. So this is an impromptu live, so most of y'all will probably see the replay. But I'm actually in my car. As you can see, I'm sitting in front of my brother's house, and I have a few minutes, so I figured I should just go live and chat with whoever is on, give some real quick updates. I don't know how long I'm going to be on here. Um, the title of the video is Divide and Conquer because that is what has happened today. Um, but anyway, the title of the video is Divide and Conquer because the little people, their little social life is getting out of hand. They were double booked for parties today. So first we got invited to the birthday party for a friend from church. And then we got invited to a party from a little girl in baby sister's class. So I had to lean into my support system today. So we divided and conquered. So I took both the kids to our church friends party because that started first. It was at a trampoline park. And then I had my brother meet me there, and he stayed there with BJC. And then me and little sister, we left and went to the baby party. And so that's all done. She's in the back. I'll see if I can show y'all her in a second. She's sleeping. So she got to go to two parties. And then we're on the way back to my brother's house. So I texted him, was like, be there soon. And so he wrote back like, we ain't even there yet. They didn't went to Walmart. So I said, well, ain't no point going home and then coming back. So I figured I'll park. And while I wait for them to arrive, probably any moment now, I would go live with you guys. Because I got a few moments. So sorry about the internet connection. I hope it's okay. If not now, then on the replay. So how are y'all doing? Y'all can let me know. I'm just scrolling. Sorry, I'm scrolling through. I see Tamika TTC, Miss Lex Lex, Rachel Faith. Miss Lex Lex is it her phone or mine? It was definitely my phone. It's better now. I guess I shouldn't try to go live directly by his house. There's like a tree there. So let me see if I can show y'all little sister in the back. Hold on. Hold on. She is getting a good little nap in after two parties. So she is doing good. Tamika TCC said she's supposed to be relaxing, but she got her Temu order yesterday and did some DIY. I have not ventured into Temu yet. It does look tempting, but I feel like it will get out of hand because their prices seem so low. But all right, I don't know. I owe you guys so much content. I have a lot of content on my phone, so I don't think I posted the birthdays. So BJC is now 5. He is starting kindergarten on Wednesday, which is just crazy. And little sister is 1. She's actually 14 months now. And she is super smart and super energetic and just out here living her best 14-month life, looking like more like 18 months, which I can confirm from the party we just left, that she is just about as big as the 2-year-old birthday girl, and I think bigger than the 18-month-old that was there. So we have birthday parties. Yes, everyone is getting big, including me. I'm trying to rein that in, but that's been a challenge. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Let me retract. I have actually lost weight, but I'm still way more than my highest pre-pregnancy weight. So not back where I want to be, but I am on the right trajectory according to the scale. So I'm gonna retract that, right? Remind myself, no negative self-talk. But yes, I am busy. It's been very busy. So they had birthdays. We did her dedication back in February that I haven't posted. We also joined the church, which I have not talked about that, kind of the spiritual journey that I have been on and where it's led me, which obviously we didn't have church friends, hence the two parties today. Um, Returning to work has been rough. Work has been challenging. I've been actually I had one interview for a new position. I've been actively trying to figure out something that's less stressful. Yes, I mentioned the spiritual journey, but I have a whole video that I did because when we joined the church, you could give a testimony or something, and they said I could record it. So y'all know that's right in my wheelhouse. So I recorded a video for that I plan to upload here for you guys as well, and I just haven't done it. What else has happened? Right now, we're on vacation / staycation because I didn't think it was a good idea to go for BJC to go from his last day of daycare to his first day of kindergarten over a weekend. So I actually have been off work since the 18th. So this is a nice break from work. And I have needed it. And I worked so hard before the break. Like I literally worked every day except for like one Friday night, including like a Saturday and a Sunday. Not like full days on the weekend, but just the fact that I was logging on working because I had some projects that I was like, I just don't want to come back to these projects. At least my part of them I want to be done when I come back from vacation. So I was successful in that. So I feel like things at work should be getting a little bit better. But I definitely needed the break. So we went to Maryland for a few days with family. I've been actually taking less photos and videos of things and being more in the moment, which is nice. But I did get a few photos. We went to a little dinosaur play area because BJC is back in the dinosaurs. And the neat thing, I didn't realize it was an actual real site where bones had been discovered, and they still discover fossils there, and you can like go and dig. So we didn't do all that. We probably will when he's a little bigger, but it was just neat finding that out. And they played, so I have some photos from that I'll eventually load. We've had a fun summer. We've been to the aquarium, we went to the Chinese Lantern Festival, we traveled to Maryland. While we were there, we did the dino park. We stayed at a nicer hotel, so we got to go in the pool. We came back, and then we did like the staycation part where we were home. We did some time at the playground, but then we did 2 day trips to New Jersey. First, we went to Ocean City, New Jersey. They had a beach day with my cousin, their godmom. Then we went back to New Jersey the next day, and we went to a place called Storybook Land, which is like a little kid amusement park. It was bigger than I thought. It was nice to take them there, and my nephew came with us. I've been very thankful that family members... Oh, this car is backing up close to me. All right. I've been very happy that family members have been willing to do stuff with us, because it's a lot to try and take even one child out somewhere outside of your normal routine of places. But to go on like real outings with 2 kids, like I need help. So been able to get people to go with us places. So we did that. Then yesterday BJC got his first real haircut. I thought I was gonna vlog it, but I won't say it was a disaster, because we did accomplish the goal of getting the haircut, but it was a lot. So I basically had to put him in a bear hug, and he was screaming and crying and kicking, but we got it done. So yeah, didn't vlog all that because I needed my hands. And the baby sister was there, and she was like for the most part cool, but every now and then she would cry because she's probably looking like, what's wrong, what am I doing to him, and like, am I next? um, I'm also in a wedding that's coming up. My cousin got engaged, so I'm a bridesmaid, so that's been keeping me super busy. um, it's just been busy, busy, busy. So those are kind of like the general things of what's been going on that I hope to eventually post like more like detailed content about. But that's how it's been. um, I've been okay. I did start seeing a therapist regularly. I think I had told y'all that because I was having like the postpartum anxiety after baby sister was born. Like, I recognized it pretty quickly this time. So I'm still talking to that therapist every other week, and that is helpful because I've been just very busy, and life is has been very, very stressful. um, Especially between work and now being a bridesmaid. But the wedding is in September, so that is good. And like I said, work, hopefully it will improve or I'll get something better. I've been trying to work my finances, because when I really looked at my debt situation, I was like, oh, this is bad. I need to clean this up. So things have been stressful, but I've been hanging in there, and doing okay. Some days better than others, but doing okay. Let me see what y'all are saying. Miss Lexlex says, what kind of church? So we belong to a Seventh-day Adventist church. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It is Christian, Bible-based, and we keep a Saturday Sabbath. So we go to church on Saturday, and we recognize the Sabbath as Sunset Friday to Sunset Saturday. So that's probably the most, I don't know, different thing about it, but it's Christian. You know, we believe in Jesus. It is the faith I grew up with, and I never really. I could do a whole video on my experience, which I probably will at some point, but I never abandoned the values that I grew up with from that faith. Even the keeping the Saturday Sabbath, I never stepped away from that or believed that that was incorrect. But I had some pretty, I'm going to say, negative experiences in my preteen, early teen years that gave me a lot of church anxiety. And so I did not go to church for like 20 something years. I did write about it on my blog, which I haven't written on my blog in a long time now. But yeah, I didn't go to church for over 20 something years, but not because I didn't have faith or because of my relationship with God or any of that. It was literally the going to church part. I would have so much anxiety, and then because I was so anxious, I wouldn't enjoy it, and then that would lead to feelings of guilt, like, why am I not enjoying this when everyone else is enjoying this? What's wrong with me? And so I just kind of abandoned the whole thing. And then over the last, I'll say 10 years, different things happened that led me back to being able to go to church. And then over COVID was probably most interesting, where I'll probably do a whole, when I post the video about my joining our particular church, I'll probably elaborate. But during COVID, I definitely felt like I was on a spiritual journey, just because a couple interesting things were happening, and that basically led me back to like my spiritual roots. And then I was preparing for BJC to go to school, and like, what kind of school do I want him to go to? you know, Christian school. I had hoped he would go to an Adventist school like I did, and that did not happen, but that ended up leading us to the church that we joined. So yeah, that's the kind of church. Hang on, trying to see my watch. If my brother is okay, it wasn't him. So that's the kind of church that we joined. Oh yeah, I picked the school. I picked the kindergarten for him to go to, and I fully embraced my nerdy side. I had a whole spreadsheet. I probably could have done a graph, and I would have enjoyed doing a graph, but I was trying to be quick. I had color coding. I weighted score to evaluate the schools, and then I picked one. So I could probably walk you through that. That would be an interesting video for anybody was curious about how I picked a school for him. Well, I should say them, because assuming it goes well, she'll just follow, you know, along on his steps. So that's another thing that has happened. Let's see. Tamika says, no judgment here. She's 3 years behind. I think she's talking about on the videos. Miss Lex says she has to keep herself entertained. Her only child is a senior in high school. So, you know, I am trying to be conscious of the fact that, like, it's going fast. Like, he's already in kindergarten, and from everything I have seen through my nieces and nephews and heard other parents say, once they get in real school, it is fast, because it's like, okay, summer over, then winter sessions, then spring sessions, then summer, and then like years go by really quick, and it's like he gonna be grown and out of here, and then she'll be following. So I gotta make sure I have a life. So I'm trying to be conscious of that and like not lose myself in motherhood, which I can see how that happens. But yeah, I don't necessarily have solutions for that, but I'm conscious of it, of not completely abandoning the things that I'm interested in, like writing, my blog. I am still working on my book that just is taking longer than I thought, but I have not abandoned it. It will come out. Oh, I opened the Poshmark store because, again, I'm trying to like work on that whole debt situation, and I said, okay, if I do Poshmark, that's like 2 birds in 1 stone, because I can do the decluttering, because so far I'm only selling things that I have already. I'm not like going out thrifting looking for things that will have a good resale value, maybe somewhere down the line. But I have a Poshmark store. I've been making some sales, and anybody who buys anything from the store, that money, I'm putting it straight on my credit cards. So yeah, so that's kind of what's been, so all those things are what's been going on. So my daycare bill is not being eliminated because he's gonna, so I'm just gonna be paying for child care and education forever, basically. Because I did pick a private school. I'm in Philadelphia, and I did not want my kids to go to public school for a variety of reasons. One of the biggest reasons is, my passenger is waking up. What's the matter? Hi. Say hi. Who's that? See yourself? Oh, you mad? Where's your passy? Where's your passy? Hold on, y'all. Look, her feet kicking. You mad? Oh, now you stop? She was kicking her feet. You want to say hi? Say hi. 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 You want to wave? Hi. Nope, you're just going to be mad. Where's your passy? Uh-oh. Oh, okay. You can keep napping. We're just waiting for Bruh. So she can talk. She says a few words. So she says his name, and then she also says bruh, like for brother. Um, the funniest thing that she says is she says thank you, but her thank you is so aggressive. She goes thank you. But she does it took me a while at first to realize what she was saying, because you know babies don't speak clearly. But then I realized she was saying it whenever she would hand you something, because you know how when you hand when you want them, when they hand you something, you say thank you. So she was handing me stuff and saying thank you. um our cat's name is Buttercup, and she calls her Butt, which is cute. So she's getting somewhere. She's seeming really smart. So I feel very blessed. But anyway, so I didn't want public school because it's so big. That's like the main, like the number one reason. So the daycare that they have been at is associated with my job, and it is discounted, which is like a big plus and very convenient. But they do like such a good job of like really getting to know the kids. Like even the janitor knows my son by name, and they get to know their likes and dislikes and like really develop relationships with them. So it was just hard for me to imagine sending him somewhere where he's going to be like one of, 50, 60 kids, and the only way that people would know him is if he was either a genius or a behavior problem. So I just couldn't imagine him going to the public schools, because it's just, he would he would be just another kid, so that was the main reason. And then I felt like I got a decent education in the Philly school system. I mean, I did go to private school for middle school years, but that was only 4 years out of all my, preschool through 12th grade. But when I got to college, I definitely realized, like, oh, there's a lot of things that I just never learned. So, but those were like the main reasons. And then it was like, okay, if he's not going to go to public school, what kind of school is he going to go to? So there's like private schools and there's Catholic schools. So I am not Catholic, and my values like are like definitely oppose some Catholic, what is the word? I don't want to say ideas, but they're religious concepts, like some Catholic concepts. Like, so I did not want my kids to go to any kind of school where they would be being taught to like pray to saints, or the Virgin Mary or anything, because that's too much opposing with the values that I have, that I'm instilling in them. So it's like, okay, so Catholic school's out. And then, so I was like, all right, so I'll do a Christian school. And then there were 3 that I looked at, and then that's where I had like my whole spreadsheet, my charts. What were the most important things? I weighted certain categories higher than others, and narrowed, and then I picked one. And I definitely needed like the before and after care. That was like a huge, heavily weighted thing, because you guys know it's just me. Anybody just tuning into the live, single mom by choice over here. I'm lucky that I do have family members who help me out, but their help is more like special occasion help. Like, oh, can you help me on this one day, like today, where these kids have 2 parties and we can't be in 2 places at once? Or can you go with us to somewhere? Everybody who lives near me works full-time jobs, has other kids, other responsibilities. So I don't have day-to-day help with my kids. I don't have anybody who's just always around to help with chores, cleaning, food, laundry, babysitting. I don't have that like on a regular. Hold on, ice cream truck. So I definitely needed the before and after for childcare. So that's like the school thing. Miss Lexa says, I'm an emotional mess. I'm looking for a job that requires travel just to keep myself occupied. He has his own life. Oh, right, her son. Yeah, like, and it's interesting because I'm on the opposite, so at the level of my career right now, it's hard to find a position where you don't have to travel. Which reminds me of another thing that happened that I can kind of share with y'all. But it's hard to find a job where it says, "Oh, travel not required." Even my current job, technically, the position description says occasional travel required. Though I've been able to opt out of that, other than like a couple of local things. But I have small children, and so obviously when they're big, that probably be totally opposite. I might be looking for stuff where I could travel and you know, even though I didn't really like traveling for work even before kids, but that's interesting. Like the other end of the spectrum. Um, is he about to go to college or is he moving out of the home? Miss Lex. I feel my nephew just went away to college, and just the thought of my kids leaving home is like, oh my gosh, makes me feel so sad. It's like, well, I got a lot of years before I have to worry about it, but it's going fast, and I know it'll keep going fast. Tamika TTC is writing a book too. That's cool. Miss Lexa says, I'm so glad the babies are here. Yeah, she went back to sleep now. She's like snoring a little bit. Yeah, Tamika says she's a product of the Philadelphia school system. She turned out okay. Yeah, and me too. I turned out okay, but things are different. I went to my niece is now, she's a college graduate too, but when her senior year, she wasn't feeling well, and they couldn't reach her parents, so they called me, and I ended up going to pick her up, and going through the metal detectors, and it just didn't it just didn't feel good. It didn't feel like a good environment. And she was at a decent high school, like a not one known for being like problematic. But I don't think kids would turn out poorly coming from any school. But I just want to give the best situations that I can. So we gonna be in this private school, this Christian school, and crossing my fingers it'll go really well. It's not super small, because there's 2 kindergarten classes, but that's like better than like 4 or 10 kindergarten classes or however many. So we'll see what happens. It's like 300 kids, I think, in the whole school versus like 300 kids in one grade. So yeah, I want them to have the individual attention. I want, when I walk in there, for people to know whose kids belong to me. So that's that. Am I still working remote? So not full time anymore. And this is so dumb. So where I'm at, when they called us back, we just went back when I came from maternity leave. So I came back to work in January. We went back to the office February, and they have us coming in for regular employees 2 days a week, and then supervisors have to come in 3 days a week, which is so dumb because who am I there supervising? Like, my people are at home. Oh, my brother is just pulling up. But yeah, so it's like halfway. So I'm home a couple days and then in the office, which is not a big deal. I mean, I had to go to the base anyway to take them to daycare because it was awful, really awful trying to work when BJC was a baby at home. I don't know if y'all remember that. That was terrible. So glad I don't have to do that anymore. But yeah, so half and half. Let me see what other questions or comments y'all have before I get off of here. Yeah, Mr. Softy, I was thinking you were watching, like, do they have Mr. Softy down in Florida? Miss Lexex is a federal employee too. She's looking to change agencies. So I am going to stick with the base that I'm on. So it's a few agencies there. So I'm sticking with that base until baby sister's out of daycare. Then after that, I can go anywhere, especially with these remote jobs that are out here. Let's see. Her son is, Miss Lexex's son is going to go to college. Miss Lexa says things just get better. Keep going. And she's in the office one day a week. Most of the agencies on my base are once a week, so people are kind of disgruntled that we have to go more frequently, but that's the way it is. So I got Mr. Softy for BJC one day. It was a total disaster because the ice cream melted. Oh, here he comes. Hi. He just said, Mom, he got a dinosaur toy. Hi. Hold on, I'll let y'all say hi. Hold on. Hi, I'm doing a video. You want to say hi? Say hi. Hi. Everybody can see how big you got. You got a dinosaur toy? Yeah.
Oh, that's for Asaya. Oh, yeah, he got this today.
Okay.
This is for me, and this is for sister.
Thank you.
And I got my own bag from Elsa.
All right, I'll be in a minute. I'm gonna sign off from here. Okay.
Mom, can you give this to Asaya?
I'll give it to her in a minute. All right, I'll be inside.
Okay. Come on.
All right. So y'all see his haircut? Don't he look so like mature with his little haircut? That I'll have to do. I'll do a separate video on that. How crazy that was. Oh, my nephew was driving. Wow. Yeah, like the youngest, Hardy, right before my kids were born, just got out of this car that they drove in. So like it goes fast. I'm aware. Yeah, also grown up. All right, y'all. I'm glad I got to be on here for at least a half hour chatting and kind of gave y'all some brief overviews of what we've been doing and whatnot. But I'm gonna go in here and chat, and hopefully I'll get some content out. But follow me over on IG, because at least you'll see some updates. I do get a reel out here or there, but at least you can see how big they're getting and some of the activities and stuff we've been doing. So thank y'all for chatting. Don't forget to like the video. I think y'all are, I know y'all are all subscribed, but definitely share it if you can. That's my brother saying something. I don't know what he was trying to just now say to me. Miss Lexa says she's waiting on someone else to get a cut that lives in Florida. Oh, I don't know about that, because Baby G has his hair is so nice too. He has those nice curls. And I never was good at braiding, so I never braided his. I can't even braid his size. Oops, so y'all heard her name anyway, so we'll just keep it in this video. Don't share it. She said don't hold your breath for the cut. So one of the reasons I pushed for it, because I was like, eventually he needs to get one, and I was like, we just got to get over the hump for him not to be scared. That was my thing. I just didn't want him to be scared about it anymore. But anyway, I'll do that in another video. I will chat with y'all later. Thanks for watching. Share the video. And yeah, follow me on IG.